Okay, so the DJI Pocket 3 just got a huge update, and I think it fixes my biggest and honestly only issue I've ever had with this camera. Or at least it could fix it. Let's talk about it. Hey everybody, welcome to the channel. My name is Zach. I'm a photographer and videographer, but more important than that, I'm a husband and a father. And today I'm talking about the new DJI Pocket 3 firmware update that fixes three major things, and one of them to me is a huge deal. But before I jump into what these cover, I'll show you how to actually download the firmware. So all you're gonna do is you're gonna open up your DJI Mimo app, you're gonna connect your camera to it, and you'll see the little download firmware option come up. Download that, go through the process. It'll take a few minutes to get it all set up, but once it does, you're good to roll and you can see all the new changes. Let's get right down to the best one first, in my opinion, and that is the new lossless 2x zoom. So my biggest issue with this camera has always been that I wanted to have more focal length on it, right? They create a wide angle lens that you just pop on there, but there's no macro lens, there's no extendable lens to make it go from the 20 millimeters that you get on this to 50 millimeters or to 70 millimeters. You know, for me, when I'm filming, I love to have a variety of wide shots, medium shots, and tight shots. And even when you try to make tight shots on this, you can tell that they're not. They still look wide, just really close to your subject. So I've always wanted to have a better focal length on it. That's my biggest complaint. That's my only complaint. And now they introduced this new lossless 2x zoom that allows you to punch into your image and you're not losing anything like you do when you punch in digitally, right? There is a nice zoom on this Pocket 3, but when you zoom in, you lose some of your image. The quality drops a little bit, and you can see a comparison here between the two, right? The 2x zoom is a little bit less quality than the lossless zoom. Now, let me be completely honest with you, I don't know how they do it. Like, I don't know what they're doing to make this lossless zoom work, but it does, and it's impressive. Now, the big downside to this is you can't use this while filming in D-Log. So for me, that's a big negative, right? Because I'm always filming in D-Log. I'm the kind of person that likes to have a log footage. I do wish they would have made it work so that you could use this lossless zoom in D-Log, but that's not an option. So just so you are aware, if you are someone who films in D-Log as well, and you download the update and you're looking for the little icon there to punch in and it's not there, it's probably because you need to turn off D-Log first. But in all reality, most of the times, if there is a moment where I want to punch in and get a medium shot, you're not going to get tight shots out of this, but you could get some medium shots. I mean, it could just be okay to turn off the D-Log for that moment, get the shot, go back to your wide, and go back to D-Log. Oh, it doesn't work in low light either, but I don't use low light all that often, so it doesn't bother me. The next new feature is in the webcam mode. So if you didn't know, you can actually connect this camera to your computer and use it as a webcam. I've tried it a few times and I don't use it because I actually use this camera as my webcam, but one of the cool features that this now allows you to do is you can use D-Log in your webcam usage. So for most people, this doesn't matter. It's not going to make a difference. If you're on a Zoom call or a FaceTime call, you're not actually gonna want D-Log because you're just gonna look flat. But if you are someone who is recording your live stream, maybe you're using OBS or any of those other recording softwares for live streaming, this is a big deal because then you have the ability to color grade your footage after the fact as well. So that's a nice little update. And then finally is the focus breathing. So I'm gonna be honest, I actually never noticed the focus breathing issue until I started seeing this update and playing with it. Because for me, I don't often tap on the screen to change my focus. I just kind of let the camera pick its focus. It's a wide enough lens and it works well enough in my opinion that I usually don't notice it too much. But when I started looking for it, I did notice that there was some major focus breathing. And if you don't know what that is, basically it's when the camera changes focuses, you're gonna see the frame shift. Now, the new update fixes this by cropping in slightly on your image so that in that crop zone, it has a little wiggle room to work when you change the focus and your frame isn't going to shift as much. So that is a nice thing for someone who is annoyed by that. For me personally, I honestly don't notice it, but maybe I'll notice it more now that I'm aware of it. But that's nice to have that update. Now here's the thing, this camera is over a year old now, and the fact that they're still coming out with firmware updates like this one that creates the mid-tele zoom, that fixes the focus breathing, to me, that's a big deal. Like, it makes me excited to think, okay, they are still doing things to improve this camera. And so my hope is that there's still gonna be more updates down the road that makes it even better, right? That allows for D-Log in the mid-tele. And it gives me a lot of hope for the DJI Pocket 4, which I have no idea when that will come out. I think it was a couple years between the 2 and 3, but it gives me just more hope about what they're going to produce and what DJI is going to put into the hands of us creators. So if you have the DJI Pocket 3 and you're ready to get those new features, go ahead, update it, check them out, play with them, and have fun. If you like this video, please hit that like button, subscribe if you're not already, and I'll see you in the next video.